Welcome back on deynonmod. Today I want to propose you a video about I wanted to try a new color, in this case about the Vallejo, the Gamma Express color, that it's equivalent of the Grenstuff contrast ones. Here, because I wanted to start to paint with different tones about the skeleton, so I wanted to try, this is the back of bones, so a sort of brown, and I wanted to try in such a way. And compare also about the price, because it's always nice to save a bit of money, so make also a comparison about that one. So we can start to see this one. Remember that are all bottles of 18mm ones. This it costs 4.1 euros, discounted it's 3.69 €. I compare this to here the IK Rotwood of bushes. So here had that costs 2.95 €, discount is 2.80 €. So this it's much more expensive than this one, but you have to also to remember that you have to verify the tones if you are okay or not with these ones. And I also decided to compare with here the Darkoath of the Citadel. Okay, now it's Warhammer, but you understand what I mean. So here it should be the price 6.30 €, discount it's 5.67 €. So here if you see about these ones for the same amount of content, that it's 18mm one, you can understand that it's much different. And there is also a little comparison with the deepening ink of the Grenstuff, the Skeleton Brown. Okay, this it's a completely aside one, because it's much more in the bottle for it's almost the same price as the Citadel one, so okay, you understand. Still, it was nice to understand how much you can save, how much you can spend, and how much are different such colors. So I think that it was really quite intriguing. So here we can go to see about here about the bottle itself, how much they are similar one, and the tones themselves, if they can be quite nice or not together. So it's something that you are going to see right now. If you talk about this bottle, we can see that it's really quite intriguing, because it's a similar shape to what we've seen here. Okay, so it's transparent one, and you can see also the level eventually about the color, so it's not bad. Remember that you have to shake really quite good before to use, because otherwise you risk that it tends to separate the various parts. So okay, and we can see about here the part inside. So here the tip, and we can see that we have quite a lot of different shape. Okay, so it's not bad. In some way it's better in such a way, so it's much easier to make it fluid and so on, and it does to extrude the upper part, but it's almost the same as options, so it's not a problem. Sincerely, it's up to you decide which one you prefer, but it's depending by the tonality. So if the scheme, the color that it represents, it's good for you. And we go to see right now about the various options that we have. And so let's start to see about the effect of such colors on the same base. Remember that I used here a 32mm one base, MDF, where I applied here the Snow Vallejo, that it's really quite good in my opinion to understand how it works with the contrast, because you can see also the part of the here the recesses eventually that are available. And so here we can see, so here we can see what it's applying, as we've seen before, the part about the bag of bones. And we can see that it's a little greenish one, and it's not bad at all, sincerely. Here it's up to you decide if it's worth or not, but I could think about using this for the skeleton, because the tonality is really quite intriguing one. Here we can see other colors that are referred eventually to the part about the brown. So we have here the Rotwood, that we can see that it's completely different, even if together could be really quite nice as sequence, not bad at all. And the Darkoath, because I wanted also to try this. Okay, should be a skin tone, but anyway it's brown, so it's not bad at all. And I made also a comparison with the other colors that we can see here. So here we can see again the Rotwood, okay, but we can see also against the Agrax. So we can see that we have a lot of options available, and I wanted to add also the Skeleton Brown. So here we can see how much it's different. So you can see that, okay, the Darkoath is much more similar to here, the skeleton brown, but these are completely different ones. And consider that I use quite often the skeleton brown to put eventually a sort of burnt skeletons and so on. It could be really quite intriguing. So in such a way we can have quite a lot of intriguing options to understand much better. So this with this yellowish greenish one, I think that it's really quite nice, and it could be really quite a good additional part to my scheme of colors eventually. So something that could be nice. I think about using this for skeletons, eventually scrolls, so on. So some ancient color in some way, some that it could be quite not much ancient, not ancient, but in a way a little older, so it's not bad at all. And we can play a lot with these gammas, different ones eventually. So even if the color is much different for what I thought, it's really quite intriguing. So why not? And sincerely, I'm quite curious about knowing also what you think about, because it has really quite a lot of options, in my opinion, that it's really quite not bad. So here, would be interested about buying this Vallejo Xpress color, even knowing that it's a bit more expensive than the Rotwood, but much more less than the contrast? Or do you prefer something else? It's something that it could be really quite intriguing to develop as option and understanding. So eventually write also in the comment if you have ideas related about. So from deynonmod it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.